Okay, this video will show you how to actually run a Zoom meeting once you've already got it set up. So again, we're going to go back to Google Chrome. We're going to go to zoom.us and we're going to find our meetings. Now it's time to host a meeting. Now you can go to your account again and you can go to your meetings and you'll see that we have our test meeting set up here, and you can simply click start if you want to start a scheduled meeting. Now, if you want to start your own meeting right now that wasn't scheduled, just an impromptu meeting, you can go to host a meeting and go choose with video on or with video off or screen share only. Those are your choices. It will look exactly the same as if you click start here. It will tell you to open your Zoom, and then Zoom will open. Okay, I've moved things around so you can see what it looks like. Once Zoom opens up, you'll see a screen with your beautiful face on it. Hello, everybody. And then the first question it asks you is join with computer audio. And you'll need to say that. It will say that you're using the computer audio. You can stop the video, which is you showing, so that turns it off, and just put your name on there. That's me. And you can mute audio so that no one else can hear you talking, just in case you have something else going on in the background, like maybe a small child running through your screen, which I will probably have at some point before this video gets over. Okay, so then hopefully the rest of your participants will then join in, and so we'll see what happens when someone does join the meeting. Okay, so now we have a few people who have entered the meeting, and so you can see down here at the bottom it says 2 people have entered the waiting room for this meeting. Every meeting's set up that way. I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen just so that we can see things a little better. I can click on See Waiting Room. It brings this up on the side here that says Participants. So now I have a guy, and I have a guy named Ryan that's going to be in here. So we can click Admit, and it will admit those people into the room. And they'll start to connect, and then they'll have a chance to connect in and get going, okay? So they are not showing. I'm not going to worry about anything that's on, these guys, because they're actually just me connecting in there. Go over and get my other computer going there. And so now they're connected, and it shows right here that they don't have microphone set up and they don't have video set up. If someone's complaining about not being able to hear or see, you can see whether their stuff is there. Okay, they automatically come in muted, so you can unmute them if you want to hear. You can do all those things. There's a chat feature, and so down here it'll start the chat, so you can say hello to people and they can respond to you if they want to do that. You can record the show down here, and it will record everything that's on your screen that you're seeing right there. Okay. The last thing that you kind of want to do is you can choose gallery view or speaker view. I like gallery view when I'm talking to everybody so I can see everybody's face. If you're listening to it, I like to use speaker view. So I would click on speaker view so that I can see the person who is talking. And that is not good for the speaker, but it's good for the people who are listening to the presentation. So that's a good option there. If you'd like to share your screen, you can click share. I have 2 screens, so I can share either one of them, and there's several things going on. I would just share the screen like screen 2 here, which is where I'm showing all of these things, and it changes your screen. So now you have this bar at the top that had the things before it on it, and you're sharing what goes on. Anything that you open in this screen, it will show everyone else. You can stop sharing, pause sharing, or anything like that. You can also look at your participant screen, and you can also annotate. So if you'd like to write text or select something on the screen, you can actually type something in there. So if you're showing that, you can actually put those things on the screen. And then you can clear everything that's on there easily with one click. Some options to note. You can, up here in your More button, while you're sharing your screen, you can disable participants annotation, so if people accidentally write on the screen, you can turn that off. You can show the names of the people who are annotating, so you can see their name next to what was being listed on there. And then you can, full screen video clips and stuff like that. There's other options that you may want to look into. Okay, so we can stop the share and it goes back to the original screen where we were at there. And that's kind of how you run a meeting. The one thing that I use a lot is this mute all button. Somebody unmutes themselves, they say a few things, and then they forget to mute themselves, and they start coughing, or there's something going on in the background, somebody's putting away dishes, or a dog's barking. You just click that mute all button, and it will mute everyone in the meeting, and then I do allow them to unmute themselves so that they're not just stuck that way. When you're ready to finish the meeting, oh, by the way, a few other things you can do. You can go to the More button on any of the participants. You can make someone a host. You can change their name. So maybe they log in and it just says iPhone, and they didn't set a name. So you can rename them to be their name so that you remember who that is, especially if they don't have a picture. Like I wouldn't know who this is without the name right there. You can also kick them out of the meeting. So you can choose that person. You can be like, I'm going to put you back in the waiting room. And so then it sends him to the waiting room, and we'd have to re-admit him. So if you want to put somebody in timeout, you can do it that way. There's other options, like you can ask them to start their video so that they can start sharing the screen or do things like that. But that's how this works, basically. When you're ready for the meeting to get finished, you just click End, and you can end the meeting for all, or you yourself can leave the meeting and let everyone else continue on in the meeting without you. Someone else will be automatically listed as host. So I'm going to end the meeting for everyone, and it takes us back to where we were. Now again, you're going to see this screen when you get finished. That's just to be closed, and everything goes back to normal after that. Okay, I hope that helped.